So, hello. I am doing all the check-ins and things like that that I need to be doing, and I am absolutely completely on top of everything except the fact that I don't have my fill-in light on. And that's not the fill-in light, and that's not the fill-in light. And that's not the fill-in light. Um, okay. So, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing reasonably well. Life continues on despite anything I can do about it. Um, and I want to say that um, what we're going to do today is largely going to be a repeat of what we did last time in terms of introducing the weekly meditation to you. Um, and oh, here comes some more people who weren't here last week, and they need to hear what I'm saying too. So, um, again, welcome. And this is going to be the first half hour is going to be a repeat of what we did last week. I'm doing that because I'm trying to get a number of you asked for a, a video of the introduction so they could use that with other people. That's a really good idea. So I'm going this between what I did last week and this week, I'm going to stitch together the introduction that you can use. Then, starting at the bottom of the hour, we will do the actual meditation itself. And again, that takes about 20, 25 minutes or so. Then at the next third of our time, we'll have the informal discussion that we have always had. And I've had a request that that be recorded also so that it can be used again. We'll be using all of this stuff in the two repeats that we're going to be doing today. One at 2 p.m., one at 7 p.m., and we'll go through the same process. If there are any questions you have right now, keep them to yourself. No, that's not. This is me having a joke early in the morning. Maybe you might not be awake for that. If you have any questions right now, please let me know while I do some things in terms of silencing my phone so that we are not disturbed.
So the
Okay,
times are Pacific time?
say again.
The times are Pacific time?
Yeah, times are Pacific time, so so we're at 7 a.m. right now. It'll be 2 p.m. Pacific and then 7 p.m. Pacific. Um, so um, I am looking for any stragglers, and I don't see any. Um, and so let's talk a little bit about um, what we're going to be doing. I'm getting my notes in front of me. So this particular meditation um, has come. Oh, well, so let me let me say hello. And if we are editing out the editing down this introduction, this is the part where we start by saying hello and welcome to the Catalyst meditation. The Catalyst meditation is not like an ordinary meditation. It's not designed to be that, and it's going to be best if you don't try to treat it as that. All other forms of meditation focus on you as a solitary individual. All other forms of meditation focus on you as a solon, as a single individual. What we're doing is looking at become one. First of all, one within ourselves. How many of us have all these different voices going on inside of ourselves, all these different disparate parts of ourselves, some of them at war with each other, to become one within a larger community of human beings, to become one with all human beings, that's your family, to become one with all of the other beings inside of yourself. Right now, scientists are estimating somewhere between 10 trillion beings and 100 trillion beings live inside and on your skin. If you just take a moment to focus on that, to think about that, it's truly staggering. Um, Also with all other species, and not just the species you're friends with, not just your cat and your dog and your pony, but beings that you tend not to think about, beings that you don't particularly like, but you still are one with them. You still share the same planet with them. And beings that science doesn't even recognize, what I call meta beings, that have a profound impact on your life, but we don't even recognize them. We don't recognize a starling murmuration as one being. We don't recognize a school of fish as one being. And we ourselves as human beings form meta beings, and we don't recognize ourselves as part of a larger being. So that's the goal of this process. One of the reasons that we have this as a goal is that a trip that I made some years ago, and this was a trip what I called our Sacred Civilizations tour. And I wound up in a cave at the 15,000 foot level in the Himalayas, meditating, and I got a download. And if we want to talk about that download more, we can do so after the meditation. But in that download, it said that the future of humanity, if we have a future, the future of humanity is as a holo being on the planet, that we form a whole new civilization, being connected to each other. We are the butterfly. What we're going through right now is all of the caterpillar stuff, and all of it's being transformed right now, real time, We don't have to wait, the future we don't have to wait for. It's happening right now. Um, so this is more than just feeling good about ourselves. This is more than um, hoping for the best and seeing what happens. What we have to do is start looking at how we come together and to make that happen on purpose, to make it happen on in a very clear and concrete way. We don't have the luxury of thinking whatever we want to think and not have the discipline that says we have a goal to reach, we have something that we have to do, let's get to doing it. Um, our goal is to get humanity, all 8 billion of us, or as many of the 8 billion as actually make it, get humanity acting like one being, to get humanity acting like a complex organism on this earth. We already do that, but we need to act as a complex organism on the earth that actually loves the earth, loves itself, loves all other beings, and takes our planet to a whole new level. So what I want to do is walk you through the the steps of the catalyst meditation, what we're going to do in 20 minutes, and then we will I'll open it up to as many questions as we have until the bottom of the hour. And then we go into the actual steps of the catalyst meditation. And again, if anybody has a question right now, how we handle questions. In the Zoom call, you have a button, and the button will allow you to raise and lower your hand. My buttons say reactions. And there's a button that says raise hand. You see my hand raised. And what happens is that when that hand right there gets raised, your picture jumps to the top of my corner and I get to pay attention to it. And I'll put my hand down now. If you don't have the button, if you can't find the button, don't despair. You can wave your meat hand around, okay? And so I recognize digital hands and meat hands. And if I see your hand waving, I'll say, oh, look, your hand's waving. And so I'd appreciate it if you got a fly in your room, don't wave at it, or I'm going to call on you. Third is if you, right now, everybody is muted, which is good. If you need to say something, you can unmute your microphone. And if I happen to notice that, and most of the time I do, I'll say, George, your microphone is unmuted. And you'll say, if your name is George, yeah, I want to say something, and then you'll say it. Okay, so I'm not seeing any digital hands, I'm not seeing any meat hands waving around, and I'm not seeing any, I don't see any microphones going hot, so I'm making the assumption that you are happy right now. Okay, so let's look at the structure of since there are no questions, let's look at the structure of the catalyst meditation. Number one, there'll be a welcome, and I'll say, hey, welcome. Then we spend some time doing a centering. we've experimented over the months with how to get ourselves centered on yourself, centered on each other, centered on the 10 trillion beings sitting in your seat. Okay? This is pretty serious stuff. I mean, like getting all of you in order. Centering on your other humans near you and other humans around you, centering on all other beings, especially on our what I call our senior partners, our senior family members, um, the beings who have actually exhibited signs of being intelligent, of acting like one being. The whales, the cetaceans, the dolphins, some of the other primates, um, the elephants, and I can go into some other serious senior beings here, and all the other ones too. And you only got 6 minutes to do that. We do that with a centering meditation, and then a breathing meditation, breathing together, and then we do a silent centering, and we will do that. Next, we set some intentions, and by setting intentions, I need to move some of my windows around here. I need to find some of my windows here. Here we go. By setting the intentions, why are we doing this? Did somebody tell you that if you did the Catalyst meditation that you'd win a valuable prize at the end? Well, I'm sorry they told you that, because this is not a prize contest. You won't get anything at the end. Oh yeah, at the end you get more me. And those of you who don't know me, yes, I do tell jokes, but I don't tell them during the Catalyst meditation. And after setting those intentions, our intention of acting as an agent and as an actor for yourself, and to act as an agent of the earth, that regardless of your political affinity, regardless of your other connections, that you are a part of Mother Earth, and that you can you have as much of a right to act for the earth as any other living being, and a lot more ability to act as for Mother Earth than a whole lot of the beings that are busily destroying the earth right now. That we then start acknowledging these other beings. And I spent a little bit of time doing that, including holo beings, meta beings, colony beings like ants, schools of fish, other beings. We then blend those energies. So think of the power that exists not just in looking at our human energies, but all of the other beings, and take them and blend them for a common purpose. After that, we set some declarations, and by setting the declarations, that's saying we're making an intention, and our intention is to act. Our intention is to be on the earth in a particular way. After we set the declarations, then we do the core of the meditation. Our first meditative moment is going to be in that centering, But then the main meditation moment is going to be after the declarations, generally about 8 minutes. I know that some of you are seasoned meditators and you can meditate longer. Others of you may have never meditated before, and you're getting your feet wet with us. And then after that, we have what we call our inclusivity mantra, which takes a minute, and I will walk you through it. Um, and then I will close out that phase of our time together. And once we do that, um, we will throw things open to an informal discussion of well, I generally say as long as we want to, when we have our daily meditation. But because I have other work to do today in order to get the meditation rolling, um, we'll keep that from 15 to a maximum of 30 minutes, and then I will close this out, and we'll show this again on um, at 2 p.m. Pacific, and then again at 7 p.m. Pacific on StreamYard, which will give us a lot broader reach. If you have people who you think would benefit from all this, you can tell them to watch. I will be on those calls, on the StreamYard call, and on the other platforms it feeds into, YouTube, probably Facebook. I can't get Facebook to work reliably. Probably LinkedIn, and I think that's it. Yeah, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Okay, I am not seeing any hands up. I am not seeing any digital hands. I'm not hearing anyone, and so this means that you're all silent. Um, I want to talk a little bit more about the experience in the cave, and then I'm going to do my usual running around, opening windows, closing windows, da, 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 and then we'll be at the bottom of the hour, and then we can keep going. I find it amazing, and so this is my talk around what happened in the cave. My preface to that, though, is I find it amazing that people are floating through life right now without a vision, without a plan, without a way of seeing our way forward. We talk about what we don't want, and we think of that as a vision, and it's not. And so when I went searching for a vision, this is 2012 or somewhere around that. When I went searching for a vision, I went searching literally around the world. And I was searching for what I called sacred civilization. We know we don't live in a sacred civilization right now. The people who think they do, that we're doing this right now and that this is our sacred civilization, have a very rude awakening coming to them. So I went to to some of the high energy places on the planet, and that included the Great Pyramids. And if you have not been to the Great Pyramid, you should go. I don't have anything else to say other than go. Um, um, to Göbekli Tepe, and so I wound up in Ladakh in the Himalayas, and wound up in literally the proverbial cave. I'm still trying to find my cave photos because I want to put one up at one so that you can see I was actually it was a real cave on a real roaring river with the Himalayan peaks in the background, with me struggling for air, um, fasting in this cave. The cave was uh, literally 10 miles away from any other human beings, any other human settlements. Um, it's like me and the yaks on the hill across the way. And someday I'll tell you what the yaks on the hill all across the way. And in that space, on my second day, I got a major revelation. And the revelation basically said that I was looking in the wrong direction. That I thought that there was going to be some activity, some implement, some holy scripture, something that I'd find on this, on this journey. Um, the magic broken pink pencil. That's the thing I would find at the top of the Himalayas. And I could wave it, and we could then do all of the things that humans in our past could do, but we can't. Things like build the Great Pyramid, things like um, bilocation, being in two places at the same time, things like telepathy, things like all the stuff that we know that human beings could do, but we can't do now. And what I was told was very simple. Um, those things are not subject to some magic formula or some magic device. That all of those things are real, all of those things are true, and all of those things um, are latent within all human beings. All of those things um, uh, are right here, right with us right now. The only reason we cannot access them right now, or we access them in this very haphazard way, um, the only reason that we're not using them right now to form our society is that it can't be done as individuals. It has to be done as a group. It has to be human beings connected to each other. And that connection builds meta organs, organs that are not, I mean, like right now, I'm talking, which means I'm using several different organs at the same time. Um, uh, but when we connect with each other, we will have new organs, new abilities, and that those abilities are um, going to be the thing that guides us into a completely new reality, a reality we can't even imagine right now. At the furthest levels of our imagination, we can't touch, we're only touching the surface of it. Um, and further than that, I got a personal message that my job is to awaken that energy I'm not the only one, which means there's somebody else that I've never heard of somewhere else on the planet doing the same thing of working to awaken groups of people. Um, and we are together, all of us are going to um, be the forefront for a whole new way that human beings act on the earth. Um, really big stuff. Since that time, I've written one of the two books I was given. One of those books is in two parts. Um, I've got another part that I'm furiously writing on, um, and doing a lot of other things to try to bring people together, regardless of the fact that most of us don't want to be brought together. That we would rather talk about how bad things are as opposed to spending our time focusing on our energy and bringing ourselves together in a very powerful way. Um, so we're at the bottom of the hour. I'm at the bottom of uh, my to-do list here. So that's a good place to be. Um, I am going to um, get myself reoriented over the next minute or so. So we begin the catalyst meditation about a minute or two after the hour. That's going to allow people who want to skip my intro to skip the intro. You just skipped it. It was beautiful today too, by the way. Um, and I'm getting our breathing app set up, and I am making sure that all the windows that I need to have open are opened, and we're going to make a few other adjustments here. I work from an outline so that I want the catalyst meditation to be very uniform. And I want it so that anybody can go through the outline and anybody can lead the catalyst meditation where you are. We'll talk more about that in when we finish the catalyst meditation. But right now, I want to get us started. And I want to say, oops, make sure we're recording. Okay, and I want to say hello, everyone, and welcome to our second weekly Catalyst Meditation. I want to say welcome to those who joined us today. I want to say welcome to whoever is following us on the outline. And if you can't get to the outline, we can talk about that after our session. Welcome to those who have been with us in the past on the Catalyst Meditation, daily or weekly, but can't join us today. What we're going to do is center ourselves for 6 minutes. We're going to do this with the first 3 minutes of this is going to be with a breathing app that will synchronize our breath, and as a way of synchronizing our energy. And then the following 3 minutes will be a silent meditation that will involve all of us. So we're going to start the breathing app now. And if you can breathe in, breathe out. And let's continue our breathing silently. And if we can come back to our mutual center, we will continue with the catalyst meditation by setting our intentions. As the imaginal cells within the chrysalis come together to form the butterfly out of the disintegrated caterpillar cells, we come together to form a gateway for the meta-consciousness of the mind of Gaia. We act for ourselves personally, and we act as aspects of Gaia, of Mother Earth. Holonic consciousness is a fundamental aspect of the universe. Every atom in the universe holds consciousness. It is always with us. We are acknowledging that now, because many humans have forgotten, and many humans are in denial. We act to reawaken our connection to Gaia for the benefit of all living beings. And now we acknowledge our connection to all beings. This connection includes all humans, including those who have gone before and those who are to come. All beings who thrive on and in the air. All beings who thrive on and in the water. All beings who thrive on and in the earth. All beings who thrive on and in our bodies. All beings who thrive on light, the beings of the plant realms. All meta beings, including the earth as a living meta being, air as a living meta being, fire as a living meta being, water as a living meta being, all colony beings, meta beings that are collections of solo beings, and that includes murmurations, colonies, schools, hives, pods, flocks, herds, migrations, swarms, and other meta-beings, and all other forms of consciousness, known and unknown to us. Now that we've acknowledged these beings, we now blend our energies. May all who are part of Gaia, who are part of Mother Earth, be connected to and in perfect health, harmony, and balance with each other and with Gaia for the common good. We are in perfect physical health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect emotional health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect relational health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect mental health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect spiritual health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect holonic health, harmony, and balance. We are in perfect spatial and temporal health, harmony, and balance. We are in the perfect place, at the perfect time, in the perfect conditions, and with the perfect beings. We now set our declarations. We declare that Gaia, Mother Earth, is becoming the ultimate governing principle, the way that humans govern their behavior on this planet, replacing all other forms of human governance. We declare that humans are colony beings. We deepen and expand our human murmurations. We declare that Gaia, Mother Earth, is providing all necessary resources to achieve the vision of a world that works for all living beings. We declare that we are creating political and economic systems where all beings participate, all beings are in relationship, all beings own it, all beings benefit from it, and all beings govern it for the common good. We now meditate within this holonic energy. We meditate within the energy of Mother Earth. We'll be listening for any messages that come our way. We'll be making any personal requests we may have. And we'll be deepening and expanding our human experience of our human murmurations. And we'll be doing so for about 8 minutes, starting now. And if we can come back to our mutual center, we will conclude our catalyst meditation with our inclusivity mantra. I'll invite you to repeat after me if you wish, and I'll go slow enough for you to do so. May I be well. May I be secure. May I be happy. May you be well. May you be secure. May you be happy. May we be well. May we be secure. May we be happy. And may all beings be well. May all beings be secure. And may all beings be happy. And so it is, and so it shall be. And thank you very much for joining us on our weekly meditation. And I look forward to you joining next week, if you can. And we are concluding the meditation part of our time here. And I'm concluding my spotlight part of my time here. Become just another box here. And for those who have been part of the daily meditation, you know this is my time to pick up my cup and drink my mushroom tea. And this is Ramadan, and I'm practicing it. And I encourage everybody to do that. It's a good way to get your intestinal fortitude together, literally your intestinal fortitude. But I'm also waiting to see if there are any hands going up, if there are any meat hands being waved around, and if there are any microphones going on, to see if there is a conversation. I am seeing a vague shadow with a telephone number under it, and it looked like a hand was moving in front of it for a while, and I don't know if that was an acknowledgement that you want to say something, but I see nothing but the vague with the dark shadow there. If 805, you want to say something, unmute yourself. See, they're gone now, so I guess maybe they were waving goodbye. And we don't have anyone who is unmuting themselves. So Joy has
Yeah.
just put up a digital hand and unmuted herself.
Yeah, it's really good to see you. I'm in my PJs, so I'm not coming on camera yet.
Well, let me first say, Liana generally leaves at this time, so it's not because of you and your PJs. Number two, that would add a whole new dimension to the Catalyst meditation. So maybe you should, I don't know. So
Maybe another time. But I just want to
okay.
thank you. And
wait, well, I'm sorry, wait, we have witnesses that she said another time. Okay, so okay.
anyway, I love what you're up to. How do we make this global? As you know, it only takes a small percentage to make a shift, right? With the Washington DC meditation and the work of Lynn McTaggart and on, the 100th monkey, everybody here probably knows. Oh, and how do we make it global?
Mhm. Um, I want to, first of all of those references that you just named and a bunch more are very meaningful for me and were things that got me started in this direction, or as I was already started in the direction, were very confirming for me that yes, this is the direction we should be going in. I will say, though, that this is elevating our energy to a whole new level, which is why it's so rocky getting us started with it right now. One of the challenges is how deeply we see this holonic consciousness, how deeply we see the holonic energy. Okay. I give you an example. Someone was saying to me very recently, within the last couple of months, um, this is really great stuff. It's bringing us all together, blending all of our consciousness, being one with all. This is really great stuff because we need to take this energy to stop Trump and stop Musk from doing, destroying our country and and then they kind of go off on a rant. And that is definitely a level of looking at holonic consciousness, but it ain't holonic consciousness. What we need to be able to see is that we are part of a process, and that process isn't started by individual human beings. That process isn't even started by human beings. We are doing the will of the divine. We are doing the will of Gaia. We are doing the will of the all, and all are part of that process. Now, one of the things we have to do, and I urge all of you to go on a news diet. You can't get a vision of where we're going when your head is stuck in the mud. And if all this going into your consciousness, your individual consciousness, is muck and mud, you're going to be trying to process muck and mud instead of just elevating your head a little bit and looking around and seeing this whole other world that's with us. So if you have, and I don't have I'm supposed to have this, I have a shelf right next to me. I'm supposed to have all of my books at my fingertips so I can pull one out and wave it around. So if you've read Birthing the Nation of Gaia, you know that it's all about the fact that we are birthing a baby. We're having a baby. And the baby that we're having is a brand new civilization. Brand new meaning we don't know what it looks like yet. But what we're doing is setting the basic form of this baby, and then we let it go and let it grow. Now, if you've ever birthed a baby, or if you've ever seen a baby birthed, you know it is an intensely messy process. We dress it up and we try to, oh yes, it's a cute baby, and you look at the end result. End result is a baby that's been washed and cleaned and suckling its mother and wrapped in a nice blanket and cuddled and loved, etc. and you don't look at the rest of the junk, the water breaking, the afterbirth, the pain, the yelling, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Um, um, my neighbor upstairs had a baby recently and was in labor for 48 hours. And I felt tired for her. Um, and it's hard, it's messy, it's unpleasant. You want to do something else, and then you got a baby. And when you get the baby, everything else dissolves. All the pain, all the trouble goes away. Right now, because of our news media and because of our habits, we're paying attention to all of the pain. We're paying attention to all of the nastiness. And we're not even giving any thought to what's this baby going to look like? What's the baby going to do? What can we do to support this baby? Okay. And somebody has got to start doing that. Somebody's got to I have to pull my head up, stop paying attention to the afterbirth, stop paying attention to the process, and start looking at what the baby actually looks like. Because if we do that, we'll see that all of the aspects of our society, everything that we can see out there, is an integral process of this baby being born. And let me be very specific. We are in the middle of the chrysalis. Now, all of you remember this from elementary school. Butterfly egg produces a caterpillar. The caterpillar has a job, and that job is eating your entire garden. Okay, that they don't want to leave one leaf unturned. Okay, and at a given point in time, the caterpillar stops, attaches its butt to a twig, peels off its own skin. None of this process is good. The caterpillar is not happy to be doing that. Oh wait, let me flay myself. Spins a chrysalis. That chrysalis, something happens inside the chrysalis. The walls of the chrysalis are become transparent, and you can see what's in that chrysalis as a butterfly. What walked in was a caterpillar. What walks out, what flies out is a butterfly. Okay? Now, we are in the chrysalis right now. Things are happening. And one of the things that's happening, I'm going to stop this in a minute and ask for some more questions because I do this. This is what I focus on all day. One of the things that happens inside the chrysalis is that the caterpillar dissolves. It dissolves completely. The only thing after a day or so, the only thing in that chrysalis is goo. And from that goo, the divine creates a butterfly. Now, and we know that we've all heard that there's this stuff inside the butterfly called imaginal cells or imaginal discs. And the imaginal disc, in some mysterious way, start to create all of the organs and all of the structures that lead to a butterfly. And that's where we're at right now. Some of us are the imaginal cells and the imaginal discs, and we are holding the blueprint of the butterfly. Some of us have a different job to do, and that different job is to completely disintegrate the caterpillar as a necessary step in the formation of the butterfly. And when you see the disintegration cells at work, you say, "This is terrible. This is awful. You're destroying the caterpillar." And you get your protest signs out and you say, "Stop destroying the caterpillar," when the caterpillar has to be destroyed. Now, I'm not saying that because I like watching caterpillars get destroyed. I've never seen a social caterpillar get destroyed before. This is my first time, all of us. Not the first time on Earth, but the first time in the 21st century. Um, but we know it has to happen, but we act like it doesn't have to happen. But we have to stop this process and say, I'm going to devote at least 20 minutes a day to the structure of the butterfly. What do we need to do? And if any of this is actually interesting, I can say a little bit more. If it's not, I forgot to say that if you have comments, you can put the comment in the search box if you don't want to be in the um, if you don't want to raise your hand, don't raise your digital hand, wave your meat hand. If you don't do any of that stuff, yeah, unmute your microphone. You can also put the comment in the search box. I'm not seeing any more comments going in, so I'm going to go a little bit further down this road, down the butterfly caterpillar road.
I'd like to
So,
jump in if I could. Can I
yes,
do?
sure. Yep.
You don't need to answer this at this moment, but this work is so important, and I'd love for you to sit with, how do we make this global? I totally get it. We need to focus on what we do want. And I love what you say, take a diet off the news, and it's just meant for us to get in fear and all of that. So on one extreme, I'll share with you Pam Gregory from the UK, astrologist. She had started several months ago, Angie, that you are nodding, maybe you know about this, but there's no registration, there's no link, nothing. What she has encouraged people to do, UK time, 7 p.m., take 15 minutes, go within, know that we're peace, love, and harmony, send out the highest good for all. And then, the other, end of the spectrum is what you're doing. And is there a happy medium? Because this needs to go global. And so what I'd like you to do is just sit with that. I'd love to maybe have another conversation with you. I'm so aligned with this. And I'll probably be on a few more meditations and we can talk further. So thank you so much for what you're up to.
Well, no, thank you for being part of what we're up to. I see Liza's hand is up, and let me say about Pam Gregory. I did not know about her process that she is encouraging. If you can send me that information, I will. Angie knows why I'm grimacing right now. I will put it in the goodie box, and we have a very formal instrument that we use with the Catalyst meditation, and we call it the goodie box. That's everybody else's fault, not mine. What we do if we mention a link or a video or a book or whatever, rather than me trying to send it out to 20 or 30 different people, I just put it in the box and you can reference it as you wish. Now, we do that with our daily meditations, and I need to figure out whether we're going to do a weekly goodie box or have this as a continuation of the daily goodie box. I'll figure that out. We are literally making this up as we go along. One of the things, Joy, that you were saying is that, if Pam Gregory is doing this, and if I'm doing this, and somebody else is doing something different, at some point in time, we may wind up doing all three of them. I may do hers, she may do mine, and we all do somebody else's. We may wind up joining these. And as Liza said last time, with the catalyst meditation, I am going to be providing this so that you can do this on your own, without the group, without being restricted to a particular time frame, etc. Because if it's going to be global, it's got to be accessible to all time frames, to all languages. That we're going to have this translated into 1,500 or so languages. Or let's not get too extravagant. It's just 1,000 languages. And so yeah, we will do so. So Liza, if you can, you are unmuted, and if you can say something.
I just want to lift up what probably folks are already aware of, that there are groups and people all over the world who are doing this. I know folks in Hawaii, I know folks in Colombia, I know folks in Ghana, and I'm just me. And so there's like, a gazillion more that I don't know about. This is a movement that is already happening, that Sharif has tapped into and created an iteration that works for United Statesian people who are resonant with Sharif. But we're all doing the same thing. And when I do the holonic meditation, in the silence, part of what I'm linking with, yes, the air, the fire, the water, the earth, all the swarms, I'm also linking with all the other groups that are gathered in their own time and space, across time and space, and harmonizing with them. I'm part of a group that I lead on Thursdays from my teacher in Ghana, and that's part of what we do, is we acknowledge that we are one with everybody and across time and in the non-physical dimensions. All of nature, the trees are already vibing on this consciousness. It's human beings that are the babies, that are the last ones, to join in. So it's less of a burden that Sharif has to somehow get this everywhere. Gaia, spirit, universe is already getting it everywhere. And we're tapped into this larger thing that can carry us. It's a different level of burden. And we can ride that crest and empower it further. So just wanted to make that speech, because it can seem like, well, how do we logistically reach all these people? How does Sharif get everybody to tap into his YouTube? He doesn't have to. It's a consciousness thing. Thank you. End of sermon.
Number one, thank you. Number two, thank you also. So number three, we have to trust the power of the process. This is going to be manifesting itself in some very powerful ways. It looks like all the institutions around us, number one, are going crazy, and number two, are all at each other's heads, and are so globally powerful. I mean, we're standing on the brink of of two different wars that could go nuclear. Now, the Ukraine-Russian mess and the Israeli-Palestine continuing mess. Okay, and it can shift literally overnight with our attention, but as we are paying attention to what's the baby look like, as opposed to, oh my God, Russia and Ukraine are really going to, and Trump is doing that, and then and so one of the things that I do, one of the things that I encourage you to do, is I don't um, tolerate conversations around me about the afterbirth. If folks want to talk about Trump, you got your own house, and you can go and talk about anything you want to talk about there. If you're in my gathering, you're not going to do that. And that my question for them, even for people who are confirmed Trump people or confirmed anti-Trump people, which is exactly the same as being a confirmed Trump person. You feed the energy, you get more of the energy. So, so for these two different ways that Trump gets his power, I have a question. My question is, what's your vision for humanity in the 21st century? And if you can't answer that, in which case they cannot, it's like, why don't you get an answer for that rather than going over and over and over about something you can't do anything about? And one of the reasons we do that is that that's a whole lot easier than trying to do this visioning of a process that could take us into places that we have never even imagined. For those of us, oh, I do have my glasses on, Liza. Liza says, Sharif, you got to stop dissing the afterbirth. The placenta is a deeply nourishing, powerful expression of life. Maybe invite us to stop focusing on the pain of the birthing process. So when I do my workshops, when I'm talking about what the baby looks like, I've got a picture of 6 babies between the ages of like maybe 3 months and 9 months, when they're at that absolute cutest, most adorable space before they're turning into speed demons and start wrecking your house. And then I have a picture of 6 placentas. Veins showing, in all of their glory. And the question is, kind of which one of these do you want? Which one of these are you programmed to want? So, Liza, you are absolutely right. I'm not saying anything is bad or wrong about the placenta. And as you just now said, I'm having a conversation with my chat box here. As you just now said, if you look at it, the big vein on the front of it looks like a tree branch. So this is the baby is the seed of this tree. And in truly civilized cultures, they take the placenta and they will bury it so that it is it can go and continue to nurture the land because it's full of nutrients. So yeah, so it's not, I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying that maybe we should pay attention to the baby, okay? And by paying attention to the baby, what I mean is paying attention to the end result. Um, okay, so I'm looking to see if there are any other microphones that are hot. I'm not seeing them. I'm going to say one more thing here. We got 5 more minutes, so if you got a question or a comment to make, we should be making that now. But I don't know if any of you know about Daniel Schmachtenberger. If you don't, you really need to find out something about him. I will put I'm writing myself a note to do this, and I will put I'll send this note out the next time I send out a notice of our weekly meditation. But I was talking to Daniel Schmachtenberger, and he was the one that started me on the process of looking at the baby, because he was saying he said to me, Sharif, your caterpillar butterfly metaphor is true but not complete, because the question is the amount of metaphoric change, the change that you're looking at, depends on what you have to do next. What does this being have to do? And then it generates the organs, it generates the structures to do that. So this caterpillar is in my garden in Portland, Oregon, and it has to get its DNA to Michoacan, Mexico. It has to do it pretty quickly. So you say, okay, caterpillar's got lots and lots of feet, so they can start walking to Mexico. Good luck with that. What they do is spin the chrysalis, turn to goo, and become a being that flies, a being with a completely different life purpose. And that being, oh, and to get down to Mexico, you've got to be as light as possible. So it ditches everything it doesn't need. It ditches its digestive tract. It can't eat anymore. It disses its teeth. It disses everything except wings and reproductive system. Keep all the important stuff. And so what is it that we humans have to do on an evolving Earth? What's our role, and how do we make that thing actually happen? And that when you look at what human beings are doing to the earth, the damage that we're causing to thousands and thousands of species, to the earth herself, the damage we're creating to each other, the damage we're creating to ourselves, then we have a really, really big task in front of us. And we're going to have to create some really, really big organs and structures. We have to dissolve all the organs and structures that cause the damage. We've got to repair the damage. We've got to apologize to our planet. And we've got to make a whole new category of human. And we will. I mean, we will. And the more we cooperate with the process, the faster that process becomes. I mean, it's literally right around the corner. Okay, I said I was going to stop at the bottom of the hour. I only got about 3 more hours worth of chatter inside of me, but we'll save that for some other day. I am going to invite you to do something, if you wish. And that's turn on your cameras and turn on your microphone so we can all say goodbye to each other. And that way we can see each other. And I am watching our screen populate here with all sorts of folks. And I should have done this starting out because we had a few folks who've left us already. Thank you again for joining, and thank you for really participating. These questions and comments and thoughts are real lifeblood. So thank you, blessings. See you next time. I appreciate it. I would hope that you will spread the word. That's how that's how this happens. And I look forward to next time. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See you. See you. See you.